I'm Sophia Clark, Emily Brown's dating strategist. Under my guidance, she's been hitting it off with Ryan Taylor, the campus heartthrob, currently in that perfect push-pull phase of a situationship. One day, I received a friend request. I'm the wingman of your best friend's situationship partner. Truce? Stop feeding her those ruthless moves, my buddy's getting hooked like a fish on a line. Can we call a ceasefire too? Later, when Emily returned from her date with Ryan, blushing but still maintaining careful physical distance, they accidentally stumbled upon Luke and me making out like wildfire on that secluded campus path. When the friend request popped up, I paused at the sender's note, Luke Evans, Software Engineering Class 1, assuming it was some freshman. New club recruits had been flooding my inbox lately. The moment I accepted, 2 messages exploded into our chat. I'm your best friend's situationship partner's wingman. Truce? That guy's getting emotionally whiplashed from her mixed signals. Can we stop this rivalry? Oh boy. My gorgeous best friend Emily, think English department goddess with curves that stop traffic, might look like a man-eater but has 0 dating experience. We've been childhood friends from neighboring families, ending up at the same university after matching college entrance exam scores. Recently, she developed a crush on Ryan, our universally acknowledged campus royalty. Their flirting game? Strong. But here's the kicker, Emily's all beauty and wit but clueless about playing the dating field. Every ounce of progress between her and Ryan? That's my strategic genius at work. I've seen Ryan around, undeniably hot, with his little fan club. But after reviewing their chat history, I pegged him as a player. Dude's smooth talking game nearly turned my girl into a lovesick zombie. My intervention finally leveled their dynamic. So he's got a wingman too? Scanning the 3rd floor cafeteria unsuccessfully for anyone matching Luke's description, I was about to message him when a warm baritone purred near my ear, over here. I spun right, only for him to materialize at my left shoulder. My breath caught at his unfairly handsome face. Luke? The 6'1" stunner wore all black with a silver chain glinting at his throat. Sophia. He knew my name. Settling by the window, I studied him. How was Ryan the heartthrob when this guy existed? Was it your idea for your buddy to send my girl personalized lullabies at midnight? I crossed my arms. Those audio clips had Emily buzzing for hours. Luke mirrored my posture. And did you coach your friend to send my boy white roses on Valentine's with a card saying mountain snow friendship? Dude nearly booked flight tickets to propose before she friend-zoned him with that platonic bond nonsense. The flowers had gone to Ryan's home during summer break. I scoffed. His first time getting flowers? Please. Without his address. How would admirers send gifts? Luke countered. Call it quits. He pleaded, hands clasped dramatically. Last night he dragged me from bed at 2 a.m. to dissect your friend's vague Instagram post about sunsets and missed connections. Does he have blackmail material on you and your roommate? Saved me from drowning as kids. As for my roommate, passing calculus via Ryan's tutoring counts as life-saving. Right? Damn. Valid. Sophia. Let's end this. I can't handle his lovesick puppy act anymore. His peach blossom eyes crinkled with mischief. Oh no. He's exactly my type. So what do you want? I leaned back in my chair, my gaze still lingering on Luke's strikingly handsome face. Emily is my best friend. I can't just abandon her. Luke's eyes crinkled with another heart-stopping smile. Aren't we love strategists supposed to get them together? Mission accomplished means no more drama. Right? He had a point. I pulled out my tablet and opened the Notes app. Let's do background checks. Background checks? He blinked. I leaned forward, mirroring his smile. Swear you won't lie for the next 30 minutes. Though confused, Luke met my gaze with those bedroom eyes. Luke, solemnly swear that if I tell any lies in the next half hour. His lips quirked. May I become impotent. I choked on air. Satisfied? Thoroughly. The man was diabolical. Getting down to business. I demanded, "You've known Ryan since childhood. How many relationships has he had since elementary school? Why did they end?" Luke's eyebrows shot up. "Actual background checks? Full disclosure only. I don't know is acceptable. Strategic ignorance isn't." "Fine." Luke shifted into briefing mode. "Zero official relationships. There was this art student senior year, he kept lending her notebooks. Clearly smitten. What happened?" Amusement danced in his eyes. "She got into film school. Told him she's focusing on her career and not dating right now. Used him for college prep. She played him. Deserved it." Luke snorted. "Gifted her 20 customized test prep books for her birthday." My face fell. Major red flag, future gift-giving disasters incoming. "He's reformed." Luke offered weakly. "Doubtful. But I logged it anyway." Over the next 20 minutes, I grilled him about Ryan's current flirtations, hobbies, and vices. Leaning closer, I whispered my most invasive question. Luke's laugh rumbled low. "Sophia, if I knew that level of detail about my friends' equipment, wouldn't that be concerning? Worth asking?" I shrugged. Moving on. As I wrapped up, Luke leaned across the table. "My turn to investigate your friend? Fair's fair. Proceed. First, your oath." Cheeky copycat. Holding his gaze, I vowed, "If I lie in the next 30 minutes, my future boyfriend becomes impotent." Luke's smile faltered. "Future boyfriend? What about current ones?" "Non-existent." Noted. We agreed Emily and Ryan's mutual pining needed intervention. Luke proposed weekend horror-themed escape rooms, classic couple catalyst. Which explains why I'm now glowering at him outside Nightmare Asylum. Death gripping my coffee. Why are we here for their date? Minimum 6 players. Luke didn't bother hiding his smirk as staff ushered 4 of us into the pitch-black room. Absolute nonsense. How bad is the business at this shop? "Luke, do you know Sophia?" Ryan noticed us whispering. My best friend Emily glanced over too. "Never met her. Just introducing myself," Luke replied calmly. Before entering, I pulled Emily aside, my hopelessly clueless wingwoman. "Listen, when we get inside, pretend to be scared no matter what. The second you get a chance, throw yourself into his arms. And I mean Ryan's arms. Not mine. Grab his hand. Got it? Isn't that taking advantage?" Emily's straight-laced thinking made me want to scream. "You've been flirting for months. What's the difference between him and your future boyfriend? Claiming your man is your birthright. Understand?" Emily tilted her gorgeous face. "But what about you? You don't even know his friend. Don't worry about me," I said, pinching her cheek like the seasoned dating coach I was. "This is your make or break moment to lock down Ryan. Don't blow it." After storing our belongings, our group of 4 entered single file with hands on each other's shoulders, Ryan leading. Followed by Emily. Then me. With Luke at the rear. The pitch-black room felt manageable until we removed our blindfolds. Eerie music suddenly blared overhead, making my hair stand on end. A narrow hallway stretched before us, illuminated by dim amber lights beneath yellowed notices. Student disciplined for theft on XX/XX/XXXX. Student reported missing on XX/XX/XXXX. My skin prickled as I glanced down the shadowy corridor, certain I'd glimpsed movement. "Scared?" Luke whispered near my ear. I glared over my shoulder. Not even close. We deciphered combination locks without much trouble, retrieving a key from a safe. Then a window crashed open. "Class is starting. Why aren't you seated?" boomed a hulking NPC teacher with corpse-pale skin. My heart leaped into my throat as I stumbled backward against a solid chest. Luke steadied me while Ryan grinned, visibly thrilled. "Right away. Sir. Even Emily looked unperturbed in the gloom. Seriously? Couldn't she at least pretend? Was I the only chicken here? You okay? Luke asked. Emily turned with concern. Sophia? Fine. I gritted out. A true wingwoman never falters. Someone behind me chuckled faintly, maybe my imagination. The classroom held a dozen desks. The undead teacher glowered from the podium until leaving us to self-study. The atmosphere lightened immediately. Check your desks for clues, Emily instructed. My textbook bore scribbled curses and hatred toward teachers, clear clues about its owner's grudges. Ryan and Emily began searching other desks. A pencil jabbed my back. I turned to meet Luke's gleaming eyes in the dark. Why join a horror escape room if you're this jumpy? He nodded at our friends. Really sacrificing your sanity for your girl's love life? Sophia replied blankly. I've never played this before. Before entering, I had no idea a simple escape room could create such an intense atmosphere. This was completely different from watching a horror movie. With so few people around, I kept imagining someone jumping out to scare me at any moment. Luke chuckled with his signature laid-back tone. Don't be scared. I'll protect you. His grin looked anything but reassuring. I got up to search for clues rather than staying seated. Eventually, our group pieced together the classroom's backstory, your standard teenage drama involving bullying, secret relationships, and teacher-student conflicts. My side gig as a fiction writer made me particularly good at unraveling plotlines. What are you doing here? The NPC teacher's sudden shout made us jump. Skipping self-study period? Is this how you repay your parents and teachers? Everyone go stand in the hallway. Before I could react, Luke grabbed my wrist. Right away. Teach. We're outta here. As the classroom door slammed shut, the hallway lights flickered, one bulb dying as another further down lit up. The game was progressing. The deeper we went, the creepier it became. Ryan and Emily became completely engrossed in solving puzzles, muttering theories as we moved toward the girls' dormitory. The missing student from the bulletin board had supposedly lived here, but the dim lighting made it even more unsettling than the classroom. Though every instinct told me to cling to my best friend M for safety, I remembered our agreed-upon strategy and stayed near Luke instead. While they rummaged through dressers, I examined the bunk beds. Faint writing covered the walls, some crude insults, others teenage love confessions. My concentration shattered when someone tugged my jacket. Hearing Ryan and M chatting nearby, I assumed it was Luke. Cut it out. Luke. Not funny. Cut what out? Luke's voice came from 3 steps away. If he was there, who stood behind me? I turned slowly to face a white-robed figure with stringy black hair. The NPCs always target the most terrified player. Ghost! I shrieked, stumbling backward into someone's arms as the lights cut out completely. Emily's voice pierced the darkness. Sophia, did you see the NPC? There's this white-dressed ghost with long hair. I babbled, still clutching the person holding me. This wasn't some actor, it felt like an actual vengeful spirit. Warm laughter vibrated against my ear. Easy there. Luke patted my head. I've got you. I scrambled away, face burning. The lights flickered on momentarily before dying again. Blindly grabbing the nearest hand, I squeezed my eyes shut. Is she coming back? Meanwhile, Em and Ryan were having the time of their lives. Whoa. The ghost girl. Hey. Are you the missing student? Was that your diary we found? Who got you pregnant? Where's the baby? The sudden silence felt heavier than the darkness. Is she gone? I whispered. Luke, no. I'm right in front of you. These white clothes are great, you can still see people in the dark. Stop scaring me. I'm not. Reach out and touch if you don't believe me. Hesitantly stretching my hand forward, I recoiled like touching live wire when my fingers brushed against hanging long hair. Pressing closer to Luke's direction, I finally sensed the light switch after what felt like eternity. Good, it's gone. But then came worse news. Ryan, we need to split into teams for missions. Only 4 of us total? The corridor branching from our dorm had 2 illuminated paths confirming this arrangement. Team assignments happened without debate, Emily with Ryan. Luke with me. We found 2 working walkie-talkies in the dorm, watching the other pair stride confidently down their chosen path. My legs turned to jelly. Let's go. Luke chuckled, gripping my hand firmly. Don't worry. I'll get us through this. His warm palm anchored me as we navigated dim corridor lights. The passageway wasn't long, but my heartbeat drummed louder with each step. We entered a room at the fork's end just as the door slammed shut behind us. My breath hitched. Luke tried the handle, locked with combination padlock. Looks like we're hunting codes. Sophia. He grinned. The room layout became clear: middle school girls' restroom. 3 stall doors stood closed. Walls covered in red/black graffiti. A duty log notebook hung on main door's handle. Ryan's voice crackled through walkie-talkie. Luke. What's your status? Girls' bathroom. You? Specimen room. Lots of realistic biological displays. We're locked in. You? Same. Emily's voice followed. The walkie's mean codes might be cross-checkable. Share any numbers you find. Copy. After testing several number combinations from wall writings, including maintenance note about, restroom clogged, professional cleaning required, on duty log, with no success. Luke nodded toward stalls. Time to check those. I froze. Certain those closed doors hid nightmare fuel. Scared? His teasing tone made me glare. Not at all. Then you open them? Overhead speakers switched to eerie music with ghostly female wails. Goosebumps erupted as we faced the first stall. Its door handle trembling slightly. I knew being stubborn would come back to bite me. But there was no way I'd admit that now. Steeling myself, I walked up to him, half-closed my eyes, and pushed open the first door. The moment the door opened, something dark fell from above. I squeezed my eyes shut and tightened my grip on Luke's hand. What is that? Look! He chuckled, stepped forward, and said, It's nothing. Just a doll. I slowly opened my eyes to see a creepy-faced doll lying on the floor. For the second stall, I pushed the door open with my eyes tightly shut. Nothing happened. The stall walls were covered in graffiti, including plenty of curse words. After opening 2 stalls without incident, I finally calmed down, not wanting to give Luke the satisfaction of seeing me nervous. I boldly pushed open the final stall door. But then the unexpected happened. The moment the door opened, a white-clad female ghost NPC charged out, full-on jump scare. My brain short-circuited. I spun around and crashed into Luke's arms, hearing my own scream echo through the room. What kind of nightmare is this? I hadn't meant to throw myself at Luke. But in this terrifying space, he was the only person I could rely on. This bathroom actually hid a ghost NPC. I was falling apart. Luke clearly wasn't scared. He even had the nerve to tease me. What's there to fear? The NPC's just a staff member in costume. See? She's chained up. Just step back a few feet. Still trembling, I didn't dare look up, unaware that my voice had taken on a tearful edge. Luke patted my back and murmured near my ear, It's okay. You're safe. His voice had softened noticeably, but I was too rattled to notice. After what felt like ages, he resumed his casual tone. Sophia, are you actually scared? Or just seizing the chance to cop a feel? Only then did I realize how long I'd been clinging to him. His waist was surprisingly trim, his chest hinting at defined muscles beneath his shirt. Flustered, I pulled away. I didn't mean to. Before I could finish, Luke took my hand. Better hold on. Who knows where you'll leap next time you freak out. His palm was strong and warm, beyond the adrenaline-fueled heartbeat. Something else seemed to stir between us. The ghost NPC gave us an exasperated look before slowly dragging her chains back into the stall. The walkie-talkie crackled as Emily's voice came through. "Sophia, what's happening over there? I heard you scream. For people in this group. And I was the only one humiliating myself." "It's nothing. Emily. Any NPCs on your end?" Emily responded. "We're in the biolab. There's a male ghost NPC in a school uniform here, chained up too. The makeup's really convincing. Their staff does good work." How could she sound so calm while complimenting the staff's professionalism in this horror setting? I suspected Emily had completely forgotten everything I'd told her before we entered. The escape room wasn't particularly difficult, most puzzles could be solved through clues. Luke kept hold of my hand as we searched the dim space for lock combinations. Beyond us and the stall-dwelling ghost NPC, no one else seemed aware of the tension simmering beneath the game's surface. I'd initially worried about the impropriety of being alone with him like this. But when I tried to let go, the ghost NPC's chains clanking and the sudden wail of a woman's sobs mixed with a baby's cries from the speakers kept me glued to his side. As suspected, the two rooms' passcodes were interconnected. When we regrouped in the hallway, the original male teacher NPC reappeared brandishing a prop weapon. He began rhythmically striking the walls with it before giving chase. His voice boomed through the speakers, "Since you've uncovered the truth, you'll all stay here forever." Luke yanked me into a sprint. My heart still pounded wildly when we emerged. This game was way too intense for me. I worried our hand-holding might create misunderstandings. But upon looking ahead, I found my best friend and her would-be beau still deep in game analysis, dissecting plot points. Their entire conversation revolved around logical deductions, completely devoid of any romantic tension. Can't work with this. The plot is straightforward. A male teacher with a beastly heart seduced his female student, getting her pregnant. The girl thought she was just feeling unwell until she went into labor in the restroom. Fearing exposure, the teacher murdered and dismembered her, flushing some remains down the toilet and causing a blockage. The biology lab NPC was the girl's secret admirer who tried to seek justice but was also killed. Consumed by guilt and afraid of vengeful spirits, the teacher performed occult rituals, trapping the girl and her admirer's souls within the school while their child became a sacrificial offering. Chilling stuff. Even so, Luke and I exchanged glances and sighed simultaneously. Our matchmaking efforts had hit rock bottom. Those two were somehow perfect for each other in their own way. After the double date, I cornered Emily for a heart-to-heart. "I told you to pretend being scared and cling to him in the escape room. Why didn't you?" Now she suddenly turned bashful. I felt awkward. Wouldn't lunging at him be too forward? Fine. If she wasn't being forward, then I was. That night, Luke messaged me, "Can't sleep?" assuming he wanted to debrief our matchmaking tactics. I was surprised when he followed up, "Still scared?" Truthfully, my fear had vanished after leaving the haunted environment. What lingered was the memory of accidentally groping his hand and waist during the chaos. I scoffed inwardly. This whole scheme meant to help Emily ended with me getting handsy. Yawning, I replied, wide awake. After several seconds, "Roommates asleep?" Voice call? Peeking through my bed curtain, I saw two gaming with headphones, one in League of Legends, another shooting zombies, while the last showered. Nope. Luke's call connected. Evening. His voice through headphones felt different. Dangerously charming. To what do I owe this call? I feigned ignorance. Our unspoken chemistry during the escape room had been palpable. A soft chuckle vibrated through the speakers. Didn't want my haunted house idea giving you nightmares? Consider this customer support. Thorough service, I remarked, recalling how readily he'd let me cling to him earlier. Sing me something? Emily had gushed about Ryan's sleep-inducing lullabies. Time to test this theory. Really want that? His bedroom voice could melt glaciers. Unless you're roommates. Empty dorm. What followed shocked me. Luke actually possessed singing talent. His a cappella rendition of a popular English love song dissolved my defenses. Encore? He asked hoarsely after finishing. Take requests. He sang until I drifted off, barely registering his whispered goodnight. When Emily consulted me about Ryan's beach date plans, I advised, just enjoy yourself. Normally I'd remind friends about protection. But these two hopelessly dense lovebirds? Please. Though we studied different majors, my campus life recently developed new frequencies. Luke kept coincidentally appearing, discussing matchmaking strategies over increasing shared meals. On the weekend of Emily's beach trip, he proposed, new movies out tomorrow. Join me? Thus I found myself at the cinema in blue butterfly print dress and full makeup. Luke's eyes widened appreciatively. Honored to escort such beauty. Sophia. He kept calling me Sophia, and I reciprocated by calling him Luke. The movie we watched wasn't a romance but a sci-fi flick with an intriguing plot. The main actors were both ridiculously attractive, and the occasional R-rated scenes left us feeling a bit flustered. At one point, I glanced sideways at Luke and caught him staring at me. Leaning closer, I whispered, "Why are you watching me instead of the movie?" Luke grinned. "You're more interesting than the film. Sophia. Don't disrespect my celebrity crush's masterpiece." I retorted. "Get lost." He chuckled and turned back to the screen, only to lean in again minutes later. "What's the criteria for becoming your celebrity crush?" "Match his physique," I said offhandedly. As the plot reached its climax, I stopped paying attention to Luke. When the credits rolled and the lights came on, we stayed seated in our corner seats. He moved closer. "I actually have a six-pack too, though my muscle definition isn't exactly like his. Would that bother you?" Wait, was he seriously comparing himself now? "How's it different? Want to see?" I strongly suspected this entire conversation had been a setup to show off his body. But calculated charm from a hot guy? Surprisingly effective. "That's inappropriate. We're not that close," I said. His striking features softened with amusement. "Would you mind if we got that close?" Luke's gaze held mine. "Can't you tell I'm trying to date you, Sophia?" His subtle cologne lingered between us. But it was the intensity in his eyes that made my pulse spike, that visceral attraction people call chemistry. Feeling things were moving too fast. I blurted, "You've done this a lot, haven't you?" He paused, then suddenly took my hand with a wry smile. "Think I'm a player?" I mentally facepalmed. Why had I said that out loud? Before I could respond, Luke continued, "Want to run a background check?" "A background check? Like what Emily and Ryan did before?" "You mean ask Ryan?" "No, ask me directly." His eyes crinkled. "I'll even swear on my life. If I lie, may I never pick a different oath." I interrupted. That particular consequence felt uncomfortably relevant. "How about going bald?" I eyed his thick hair. Hard pass on bald guys. Luke laughed, standing to pull me up. "Let's walk and talk." "Yeah." He claimed I was his first love. When I looked skeptical, he offered his phone. "What's this for?" "Background check. See if you find anything." I pushed it back. "No thanks." He persisted, smirk widening. "Relax, I won't ask to check yours." Crap. He actually understood me. His phone showed only messaging apps, games, music, and the student portal. I glanced up. "What about your photo gallery? Browser history?" Luke hesitated. "Photos are fine. Let's save browser history for when we're closer. A guy needs some privacy." Our relationship progressed at warp speed, especially compared to Emily and Ryan's slow burn. When Emily returned from her beach trip gushing about holding hands with her situationship, Luke was already guiding my fingers over his abs in secluded corners. We made it official during a rainstorm. I was busy with club activities until late at night. When I finally headed out, I found it pouring rain outside. Luke Evans showed up with an umbrella and walked me back to my dorm. He'd just showered recently, carrying the fresh scent of body wash that smelled inexplicably alluring. The pounding rain masked my thundering heartbeat. Suddenly, I wanted to kiss him. When I looked up, maybe my gaze was too obvious. Luke caught it immediately. He said, "I don't kiss anyone who's not my girlfriend," putting on that virtuous act. As if someone hadn't sent me shirtless gym selfies via text. I hooked his pinky finger. "So, wanna date me?" "Deal." The next second, Luke dipped his head to capture my lips, lowering the umbrella to shield us from view. His mouth was impossibly soft. The rain's rhythm synchronized with my pounding heartbeat. While Luke and I were already dating, Emily and Ryan were still stuck in their endless flirting phase. With finals approaching, they kept studying together at the library. We'd both tried playing matchmaker before. But turns out my bestie and his wingman were equally clueless. That paper-thin barrier between them remained intact. We hadn't told them about our relationship yet, planning to come clean after finals. But plans change. After my last exam, with only a paper deadline looming, I met Luke for dinner. On our way back through a dim, deserted campus path, we ended up making out against a tree. I loved kissing Luke. His lips always tasted faintly sweet, though he'd flex his biceps afterwards, insisting he's all man. Can't deny we shared equal enthusiasm for this particular activity. During finals week, we'd barely seen each other. Now, under the shadowy streetlight, we kissed desperately. Luke's slender fingers cradled my neck, thumbs stroking the sensitive skin there, until someone called, "Sophia?" The familiar voice made me freeze. Turning, I locked eyes with shocked Emily and Ryan. They looked like they'd just come from a date themselves, walking close enough that their hands almost touched. Luke lifted his head, wiping my lipstick smudge with cold composure. "Well, saved us the coming out speech." Later in private, Emily demanded, "Since when? You barely knew each other." I smirked. "Babe, not everyone needs a year-long well they dance. Normally, if a situationship drags past 6 months, it's either commitment or ghosting. Knowing these two turtles, their slow burn deserved an award." Emily bit her lip. "Sophia, do you think he likes me? Why else would he camp at the library with you? Carry your gaming noobs, pull all-nighters for your projects, and schedule weekend hangs?" There were times I had to fight Ryan for her calendar slot. So did I succeed? Sometimes being the love coach was exhausting. Though technically, this coach ended up bagging the rival team's strategist. During winter break, Luke mentioned his wingman was planning a confession, probably motivated by our relationship. Cozied in Luke's off-campus apartment, I stumbled upon an unexpected photo in his WeChat favorites. It was me, but the save date showed from 2 years ago. I recognized the picture taken during university sports day when I ran the 200-meter dash, wearing our faculty uniform, with a bare face. I had no idea who took my photo and posted it on the school confession wall looking for my crush. For weeks afterward, random people somehow got my contact info. I confronted Luke lounging in his gaming chair, straddling his lap with the photo. "Explain this? The save timestamp predates our meeting. Don't tell me you took this." Luke kissed me shamelessly. "Saved from the confession wall. Problem?" His peach blossom eyes crinkled. "Whose crush it was doesn't matter. Once posted publicly, it became mine." What a straightforward guy. "So you deliberately approached me?" I glared. No wonder I'd felt his flirtatious vibes from day one, disguised as helping his friend. Luke chuckled, electricity crackling in his gaze. "Call it destiny. Why else would Emily fall for my clueless buddy at this huge campus?" His silver tongue never stopped. He argued that unrequited love might feel like solitary chaos. But he'd rather fight for mutual affection. Screw might, I create certainty. Who said anything about mutual? My boyfriend, master of seductive glances, sighed dramatically. Last night you called me baby while feeling my abs. Changed your mind already? Not into abs anymore? Want somewhere else? Isn't that moving too fast? I'm not that easy. That winter break. Emily and Ryan started dating. With lovebirds secured, their strategist bowed out. The night before my flight home, Luke clung like a puppy demanding hickeys. Throughout Spring Festival, my inbox flooded with gym progress pics from a certain Luke. Those creatively angled shots made me text, baby. Gray sweatpants next time? Long distance apparently made him obedient. He wore gray the next day. When I replied, gray looks huge, he swiftly deleted it. Resending, gray looks good. You're enjoying this too much, he responded. His verdict? Innocent face. Filthy mind. I'd assumed our relationship wouldn't last, he looked the type to stray. Turned out, I got a devoted boyfriend weaponizing thirst traps expertly. During graduation season's breakup wave, he sulked about me inheriting my father's company. Thank God for my pretty face. Else how'd I climb Sophia's social ladder? Tracing his jawline, I vowed, don't worry, I'll take responsibility. Post-graduation, our 2-hour train separation felt manageable. Then Luke announced his startup plans, in my city, gesturing at a downtown skyscraper. He grinned, offices there. Baby. Let's tour it. I winced. Rent here could bankrupt startups. Relax. He shrugged. Building's my grandma's. She gifted it. Wait, his Evans surname came from legendary entrepreneur Evelyn Evans. Changed it from my dad's as a kid. Grandma wanted her legacy. Turned out, Grandma Evans' financial dominance secured grandchildren's surnames, including his sister's. I was utterly amazed and couldn't help advising. Baby, are you really determined to start this business? As the saying goes, nothing's scarier than a rich second-generation heir suddenly deciding to become an entrepreneur. My dad never allowed me to start my own business either. Luke looked at me earnestly. If this venture fails, I'll have to become your personal male model. I'll spend these next 2 years honing my skills. So don't even think about replacing me. His words sounded formal, but carried rather suggestive undertones. After contemplating the feasibility, I went to ask my dad, would our family accept a son-in-law moving in? My open-minded father didn't even look up from his newspaper. How many 2D or 3D versions? Apparently Dad wouldn't be an obstacle. When I consulted Mom, who's currently obsessed with Yuri series, she asked, male daughter-in-law or female daughter-in-law? My dear mother's views were progressive. Finally, I could reassure Luke with confidence. Go ahead with your startup. My family welcomes you. Epilogue, Luke's perspective. When Sophia found that track meet photo of hers in my phone, I never told her I'd actually been there. I watched her warming up on the track, radiant with youthful energy while classmates cheered. Her fair complexion caught attention, and I overheard someone say she looked like everyone's first love. She won the race effortlessly. Later, I saw her photo trending on campus forums, an excellent shot capturing her vibrant spirit. That's how I learned her name, Sophia Clark. Our paths started crossing frequently around campus afterwards. Maybe I'd simply never noticed before, but now I found myself unconsciously seeking glimpses of her. Perhaps it was shallow attraction, but I couldn't help it. One day walking off campus, I trailed behind her and Emily. She was advising, trust me. Ryan definitely likes you. Don't reply until tonight, make him sweat. Have faith in your strategist. Ryan? That evening, I knocked on Ryan's dorm door. Buddy, need a dating strategist? Even matchmakers can campaign for the position. Thank you all for the company. Your support fuels my passion for sharing these sweet romance stories. See you next time.